Well, so as I said, this leadership course is based on leadership theory, based on multiple intelligences, and finally based on learning theory. Well, it's clear that you cannot learn leadership or management by reading a book. I mean, I know some MBA programs want to sell you that fantasy, but it unfortunately cannot be done. Yes, you can manage, you can learn every day in your practice with other people. And yes, once in a while it's good to read a book and do a bit of reflection, but the point is you have to do it. So also, LeadershipTango, unfortunately, is not a replacement for working every day, dealing with stress, switching, being interrupted. But it's an interesting way to actually take some time and put the lens on your behavior in a different context, with a different skill, and then you will learn about your own style of leadership, your own style of followership. Well, many of you probably know this slide. It tells you that lecturing, you're listening to a lecture right now, but lecturing actually has an average of 5% retention rate. Although I have heard that when you're a good lecturer, actually the percentage increases. But the point is that things like practice by doing gets about 75% retention. That's why with LeadershipTango we are practicing. We are doing stuff all the time. And once in a while we also discuss. And this discussion can be one-on-one. This discussion can also be in a group. And finally, and that's also an invitation to you, I really invite people to start and teach LeadershipTango. I mean, I've created this course, but there's no way I can actually sort of, have a hold on it. But I would really love to see people applying the ideas and just sharing them with others by, again, doing it. And as you notice, 90% retention rate in that case. All these people that you see here are minimum 24, maximum 28. They're a group of international business management students at the University of Tilburg. And here's one of the exercises where you basically just see people walking behind each other. I mean, it's really simple, right? So walking behind each other. There's some instructions, but I'm not going to tell you which ones. And there's some music. And then it gets a little bit more cozy here. So this is an exercise. We actually didn't purposely dim the lights. It just turned out to be like this picture. But this is already a moment when we connect with another person. We have contact with them and we do leading and following. So for example, I ask person to the left, can you be leading? Person to the right, close your eyes and follow. And then at some point I will say, person to the right, you lead, person to the left, follow. And we also switch partners. So you're continuously working with other people, just like in real life with leadership and followership. And just to tell you an anecdote, when the course was announced, the professor said, this is Joseph, blah, he's teaching management, and he's going to do tango with you. And the reactions of the women in the room was, yes, they were very happy. You can imagine what the reactions of most of the guys in the room was. It was kind of like, oh, why would I do this? But the interesting thing is that after only 5 minutes of doing this course, they were extremely enthusiastic about it. And I remember I had about 2 hours to do this, and we were running over time, and I really had to say, guys and girls, we have to stop this. And they kind of said, oh, we really enjoy this, and they found it extremely rich in learning. And the good news is, if you know who you want to work with, we'll make sure they'll facilitate you. Well, we're not at the end yet, but almost. A great quote, again, from Professor Henry Mintzberg, connect. Really believe that the 21st century is about connecting, at least if we want to be successful and do good things with it, and with the connecting comes leading, following, switching. So just to tell you that I am not alone in developing this course, by a great, wonderful coincidence, I got to know Dr. Ray Batchelor, an Englishman who actually has been doing something like Leadership Tango for several years in the UK. And here's a picture where he's actually doing this with deaf people. So the idea being that also people who are deaf can dance, can do leading and following. He's also working with soccer players. He's trying to break open this idea that, for example, only men should lead and women should follow, like it's classical in tango. You know, why not have women lead, like we also have in management, or switch. So he's doing all this fascinating stuff. And then a little bit more recent is the gentleman below, in the middle there. That's Kari Nurminen. He's a Finnish professor from the Haga-Helia University. And he was so kind to allow me to deliver the course, to his leadership course, to his project management course. And this is a little bit of past and future references. Well, I want to start with, again, Haga-Helia. At the bottom you see Bucks New University. That's where Ray Batchelor teaches. A few years ago, I was at the Higher School of Economics in the State University of Russia in Perm, where I was also doing Leadership Tango. Every summer I go to Hochschule Bremerhaven in Germany, where we run this. And then last year in 2015, I was at the all hands meeting of Zappos at Las Vegas. And there actually some of the Zappos people staged Leadership Tango. And then we had a 1 hour and a half workshop with about 33 Zapponians. It was also amazing. Also, this will be in April. I'm invited at the European First Year Experience Conference in Ghent in Belgium. That's a conference that focuses especially on university students and their first year experience. And we believe that Leadership Tango is also a way for people to connect, especially also people from different cultural backgrounds, different countries. We've noticed that, or I've noticed over the last 8-9 years, that anybody from any culture likes Leadership Tango. I've seen Japanese men dancing with Polish women, and sorry, I shouldn't use the word dancing, doing Leadership Tango with Polish women, Russian people, Dutch people, Colombians, French, German, Chinese, so many, many different ethnicities who feel very comfortable with the course. And I forgot to put on the logo, but also the Eurocre conference. That's a conference from people of the hotel management industry and hotel management education. We gathered in Manchester last year. We will gather in Budapest next year, and also there we're bringing it. And of course we're inviting companies, but also universities to ask us to bring this course to you. Anyways, I'd like to thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you soon on one of the trainings.